Hi everyone, Arabel here with Chic Innovator. I'd like to introduce you to my next guest, who is a good friend of mine and an entrepreneur. Her name is Sabrina Schlenker. Sabrina is a former college athlete turned entrepreneur, and she had this idea to make a product when she was in middle school. Now, in her early 20s, she's seeing it come to fruition while navigating the road to entrepreneurship, from incorporating her business, doing the IP work, the patent work, to marketing and selling. We talk about success in sports, innovation, and business, and the trials that come with all of it, what it takes to be successful, and the importance of discipline, faith, and friends. All of this in this exciting episode of Chic Innovator. Are you ready to meet Sabrina? Here we go. You're watching Chic Innovator. Stay tuned for fascinating topics, fascinating people that have style and are innovative. You're watching Chic Innovator. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It's free.
My name is Sabrina Schlenker. I am 23 years old. I am a former collegiate athlete turned entrepreneur, and I'm the founder of the viral product, the Hair Can, which is a trash can for your stray hair in the shower.
Which I love. I love the product. And, I picked it up when you had your launching, so it was great.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard
Thank
to
you.
the Chic Innovator. I'm so glad that you're here.
Yeah.
We've known each other now for a bit, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to share with our audience, I got to meet Sabrina. I was out and about one night in the West Loop area, and then we got to meet, and you were so wonderful because immediately you started telling me you were an entrepreneur and what you're doing and everything. And, I love entrepreneurs. Obviously, I'm an entrepreneur as well, and try to encourage as much as possible when people have their different businesses and things like that. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course.
I want people to get to know you, get to know your story. I want us to talk a little bit about things and kind of share things with each other. So why don't you tell us, because you live in the West Loop now, but are you originally from Chicago?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say I'm from Chicago. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago.
Yes.
I don't think you can say you're from Chicago if you're from the suburbs.
Everybody does,
So
though.
I'm from Chicago. No, you're from Naperville.
Right. I think that's more accurate, but yes.
But I actually was born in Naperville. So I lived there for like 1 year when I was a baby, and then we moved to Batavia, where I went to high school there. And I was an athlete growing up. I ran track, and then I continued my track career at the collegiate level at Illinois State University. So I ran there for 4 years. That was down in Bloomington Normal. And then right when I got my job, I moved immediately to the city because I just could not stay away from Chicago, because it is absolutely an incredible place to live.
And you are now a Chicago girl, for sure.
I am. Yep.
For sure. So tell me a little bit, what got you excited about getting into sports, number one? And, that's a tough road, because I think people don't realize when you do it at the high school level, it's one thing. But when you do it at the collegiate level, that's a whole other thing. So tell us a little bit kind of how you got into it, and, what motivated you to keep it going in college, because that's a lot of work.
Yeah, no, it definitely was a lot of work. And I think just my whole life, I was kind of just born very fiery, very competitive. Like in elementary school, I was always playing tag with the boys and just always wanting to win, right? And I just wanted to get involved in sports right away. I tried gymnastics, cheerleading, volleyball, basketball. Like I was doing all these speed training programs, and then I was like, all right, Sabrina, you got to figure out like which one you want to narrow down, because you can't do all of them in college. And I was like, okay, well, I'm 5'3", so volleyball, you got to check that one off the list. They're like, Sabrina, if you were like 6 foot, you'd be a great hitter. I was like, okay, I got to move on. So I continued to pursue track, and that was my best event, or my best sport, I guess. And then I made it a goal to compete at the collegiate level, and that it continued it, and just a lot of perseverance and showing up every day and doing the extra work, right? Because I think a lot of kids in high school, they're like, that'd be really cool to like play in college, but it's like you have to really put in that extra work and like perform in high school in order to get to that level.
It's a lot of discipline.
Yes.
It takes a lot of discipline.
Yes.
I was a swimmer.
Okay.
Which now I don't even get into a pool,
really?
which is kind of weird because it's funny, because of my hair, there's all these excuses, right? But it takes a lot of discipline. You have to practice all the time.
Yeah.
You have to keep a schedule. Tell me maybe 3 or 4 of the things that from you being an athlete at that level that, have kept you at the top of your game even now.
Yeah, I would say definitely that discipline and just having an extremely busy schedule, but still having to show up every day and be consistent, like go to weights, go to practice, still, get good grades, be involved in a million different things. So time management is absolutely huge, right? I literally would time block my entire day because it's like 5 a.m. weights, then I have a class at this time, and then I have like 20 minutes in between here. So I had to like tee up my day in order to make sure I executed everything to the best of my ability. And I think that honestly sometimes helps you get more things done, because if you have a lot of time on your hands, you're kind of like, oh, I'll do that later. But if you're an athlete, you got class, practice, involved in all these other things, you got to really make sure that your time is locked in so you can get it all done.
And are you still that way, do you think, with everything that you do?
Yeah, for sure. I thought, once I was done with college, I wouldn't be as busy, but then I just I started a business, and I also work a full-time job, so I'm at that same point where I'm consistently always doing something. So I think that really set me up in order to be able to like pursue multiple things at once and somehow do it all.
Okay, Sabrina, but you're young. You're 23 years old.
Yeah.
You have to have a little fun. So do you actually, I mean, it's important to have a little fun, right?
Yeah.
And I know that the last time we actually had you here on Chic Innovator before, we did a Valentine's Day podcast, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the crew that we had here, was great.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, do you remember Marissa?
Yeah.
So she just had her,
Yeah.
well, no, she hasn't had it yet,
she hasn't
but she's
had it.
about
Okay.
to have the baby. I just went to the shower, and she goes, I'm at 9 months, like today, and I'm like, what? So she's about to have it, and which was really great because she didn't tell us that day.
Oh yeah, no,
do you remember?
She didn't.
It was Valentine's Day, but I noticed that she wasn't drinking the champagne. So I was like,
it's all making sense now. I was like,
Yes.
really? She doesn't want some champagne?
Yeah, and that was very fun, and we talked about relationships a little bit. So tell us a little bit how you plug in, or do you not plug in, enjoying life and having a little fun.
Oh, I definitely work hard and play hard.
Okay.
That's,
I agree with that motto, by the way.
Yeah. I think if you're able to execute everything and get everything done, I think it's also important to still like go out and meet people and not just lock yourself away, which when I get focused, I get really like dialed in for hours and hours, and I'm like, okay, if I'm staying in, I'm staying in, but if I'm going out, I'm going to go out and meet people and have a good time. And I mean, that's how I met you, right?
Yes,
I met you
yes.
out and about, and you're an incredible person. And I don't really love that stigma of like, oh, like if you want to be successful, you cannot have any fun. You have to stay in. And it's like, yes, like that is very true. Like majority, like 6 out of 7 days a week, I am locked in. But I think it is important to have that balance and still get to know new people and network and just like expand that way by being social.
No, I agree. I mean, I think it's really, really important. Do you actually plug that into your schedule? I mean, do you make a point of looking at your schedule and say, I haven't had downtime, or I haven't had fun? I make a point of doing that. I almost have to force myself. I think people that know me know that I'm definitely a workaholic. Because I love what I do, right? I love all the different things that I'm involved with. But I do have to tell myself, no, I'm going to have to take some time, off. And I actually plug that in for myself, where I just need some me time. Because like you, sometimes I'm around so many people. So do you plug that into your calendar, or is that something you ask yourself? How do you incorporate that to create, I think people call balance. I don't know if such a thing as balance, right? But create some alignment, I think, with your life. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I think, I'm a workaholic too. I'm constantly always working. I also have a full-time job, so my business is not like my full-time thing. So I do make it a point to at least like, okay, once a week, I'm going to go out, I'm going to see my friends, but that's going to be that. Like if the next day, like, hey, I have this and this going on, because I won't lie, like I get tempted with a good time and saying I'm a yes person. Like I always was like, yes, like I'm down to do this.
Yeah.
Like very spontaneous, love to have fun.
Because you have that energy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But again, like if you're wanting to start a business and really like lock in and be successful with that, you have to learn how to start saying no. And that's something I've been practicing a lot this month, just like launching my business, is saying no to things and prioritizing what's going to get me to that end goal and like what I want this company to be, you know, and I can't be doing what I used to do. And a lot of my friends are like, Sabrina, like, I'm proud of you for like saying no, because you're always like a yes person. Like, I'm surprised that you're saying no and like locking in, because I always like to have a good time. So.
I think the other part of it, and you and I were talking a little bit about this. I mean, I just went through this last night. I was telling you I was with one of my girlfriends, a close friend. She's also an entrepreneur. Bede, thank you so much, because we were out and I went to support another Oscar and Miguel, who started a jewelry company.
Yeah.
And so we went to support them, and then I had a birthday party to go to. I'm going to go to part 2 of the birthday party today, but I told Bede, you know, maybe there's a little bit of time, but it was already late. And, you know, I had told her beforehand, before I had that one mezcal, people, I had told her, you know, I have the podcast, and we're actually recording 2 of them today, and I need all my energy and everything. She's like, no, you're going to go home because you have that podcast tomorrow, and so that you have all of your energy. So the other part is, you know, yourself, and definitely, you know, be disciplined and plan ahead, but also surround yourself. I think that people, with people that think the same and kind of help you with your goals. I think that's like super important.
Yeah, that are like supportive and understand. Like I was in the same situation last night. It's my friend's birthday, and I went to her birthday dinner, but afterwards they were going out, and I was like, listen, like, I love you. You're such a great friend, and like I knew she'd be there for me if it was my birthday, so I made it a point to definitely be there, and I was. And she was super understanding of like me not wanting to go out and like have drinks because I had this in the morning. Like I'm not gonna, you know, set myself up for failure. So it's really important to have like supportive people that are in your corner.
Yeah, and that, I think that's the thing, right? It's not only being successful, but also you don't want to set yourself up for failure.
100%.
And so I think one of the best ways to do that is definitely you plan for it, but then also surround yourself with people. No, I think that's really great. I got to meet your parents.
Yes.
They are so, well, I got to meet your mom because she came to the tea. We had the tea for Pivoting in Heels. That's a non-for-profit that we support, that I actually founded. And that was so much fun, right? But then I got to see the 2 of them at the launching of your product, which we're going to talk about in just a second, because I'm so excited for Sabrina and everything she's doing there. But they're very supportive of you.
Yes.
And they're so proud of you, too.
Yeah, they are. They are.
No, that's really great. And your dad I loved your dad, because I've got to tell you, your dad was watching the sales. And he was kind of watching the numbers, you know. And, and he was making some comments on infrastructure and this and that. He was so cute. I just thought he was so supportive. So tell us a little bit about that part, because they seem to be so supportive and an important part of your life as well.
Yeah, for sure. My parents are amazing. I'm really grateful that I grew up with parents that were always supportive of what I wanted to do, and they've been there from the start of this idea, right? Like, I thought of this idea in middle school. We were talking about it at the dinner table.
Because she's an inventor. She's an inventor, right?
Yeah, I'm a chic innovator.
Yes, so. exactly, 100%.
Yeah, so they have seen this vision since the start of when I saw it, right? And I remember we were sitting down at the dinner table, and I was writing out little sketches of how I wanted it to look. I'm like, I want it to be like a 3-piece, like, dropout, whatever, and they were there from the start. So for me to actually pursue it and like make it happen, I think they're just like really proud of that, because it wasn't just like, oh, I thought of this yesterday and it happened. Like, this has been years in the making, and I think anyone that wants to start a business, it's you do have to kind of have a plan and like have been thinking about it a while and like really execute it. Like, you can't just last minute start something.
Right. How many years? Tell us.
Gosh, I mean, middle school. I don't know how
Oh, middle school.
So I thought of it in middle school, but
but
college was when college really gave me that start to actually pursue it and bring it to life.
Middle school. Okay, hold on. Tell us why in middle school. Like, what happened to you that you said, I've got to do something about this?
Yeah. So I was in the shower I'd take a shower every day, try to, right? And I would always lose my hair every time I would shower. So a lot of girls deal with this.
So many of us deal with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm washing my hair and I'm like, what would be like a Shark Tank, like innovative product? Like what can make me like a millionaire one day? Just like what, like a shower thought. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's right in front of my face, like a trash can, like for your hair in the shower. So I wanted one myself. So, because I would always wash my hair, right? Get stuck on my hands. I'm like, okay, where do I put this? And the reason why we put it on the wall or gets clogged in the drain is it's stuck on our hands because it's wet.
Yes.
And so I would wipe it on the wall because I would lose so much hair. I always had so much hair growing up and get clogged in my drains. And then my friends would come over in middle school and they would like sometimes like shower at my place or something. And then they would like open the curtain. They'd see like hair clogged in the drain because I had a sister, a mom, like such an issue. And they'd be like, ew, that's so gross.
Your dad's probably like,
my poor dad, he's bald, but he's still getting on his hands and his knees and cleaning out the drain. You met him, you've seen his bald head.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, it was a problem that I was dealing with, and my friends were like, Sabrina, you gotta figure this out. I'm like, fine, I'll literally invent the solution. So that's how the idea of the hair can was born. So.
But you're in middle school. That is so cool. I mean, that's wonderful that in middle school you're thinking, what can I create to solve this problem? And also, what can I create to make money? Which I think is fabulous. I think, people should think of that. How do you attract wealth, right? So wonderful. So then move forward, and then you got a patent on it. Tell us like that process a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm going to start from the beginning of how I started everything. So in high school, in college, I was marketing and sales in college, and I had a minor in entrepreneurship my senior year. And there was a competition, like a startup competition at my school where you could win money to start a business. So it was kind of like a Shark Tank spin.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a big motivator.
Yeah. So it was like a last minute thing. I was so busy in college. Like I was in a business fraternity. I was a college athlete. I started a club. I was trying to do school, interviewing for jobs. I'm like, I have no time.
Of course you did, Sabrina. Of course you did.
Like, I don't know if I have time for this, but you know what? I'm going to make it happen somehow. So I think there was like an hour left before like the cutoff for the application was, and I just pitched my idea really quick. I had some like sketches from like when I was in middle school and some other things, and I sent that in, and I ended up getting picked as a finalist. So I'm like, okay, this is my sign that I need to like really pursue this and go for it. And so I did the competition. I remember I had like track practice in between the competition. So I was in my like business clothes, and then I ran into the bathroom and changed in my track outfit, went and did my workout. Then I did like
Sounds like me this morning.
Running all over the place, trying to be in a million places at once. And then I came back to the competition, and I ended up being a top 3 finalist, and I won $4,000 to start the business. So
fabulous.
Yeah, that's kind of how.
Yeah, that's really fantastic.
Yeah.
And so then what happened? Because you have a product. What about the patent?
Yes.
Because I know that's the other big thing, right? And that's a long process, a difficult one too.
For sure. So right when I won that money, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do first? Obviously, register the business. So I registered the business, used some of the money to do that. And the first thing I did was like trademark and patent, because that, like, you need to like own your product and your idea, and especially the name. The trademark was super important to me. So I made sure that I used that money from the $4,000 to register for that trademark, or really prioritize that. And then the patent pending was really huge. I actually have a patent lawyer who helped file that, because I wanted to make sure it was done right. Because you can go and do it yourself, but I think it really pays to have like an expert do it for you, so you're saving money in the long run.
You have to.
Yeah.
And it has to be an expert in that particular area,
for sure.
An attorney that knows that area.
Yeah, like an IP, patent, trademark. So we actually, the lawyer that I have now, he's amazing. I got connected with him through someone at church. So I've met a lot of great people at church. I always get connected. But yeah, he's great. I got connected with him through someone at church who also had a business and had patented a product. So I've been working with him to get that going. I currently have the patent pending, because it is a long process, right? It could take anywhere from like a year to 2 years for it to come back. But I have filed for it. So if anyone tries to copy my exact idea, there's a bunch of legal stuff that I won't get into, but we can go for them or whatever it is.
No, but getting it from A to Z, that part of it, that's huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't think of that, and then that's where they make a mistake, because they start marketing and promoting it and telling everybody, and then somebody steals it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So tell us, okay, so we actually have the hair can here with us. And I know you were kind enough to bring something that had our colors in there.
Yes.
So you've got the pink
Yep.
and you've got the black. But maybe you can show us a little bit how it works and everything.
I would love to. So we can do the pretty pink because this is the Chic Innovator podcast.
Yes.
Very chic color. So I do have 5 different colors. We have the pretty pink, beautiful black, world-class white. We also have a neutral bussing beige, one of my personal favorites, and then lavish lavender. So the way it works, you get your hair can, right? It's going to come in this box here, and you're going to have a little baggie right here, right? It's how do I mount this thing? So it comes with 2 mounting options. So we have 4 suction cups and then 1 semi-permanent adhesive option. So I recommend using the suction cups if you have glass, shower, just like that standard shower material. But if you have marble or tile, I recommend using that semi-permanent adhesive because the suction cups just won't stick as well. So just
Which is what I used.
use the adhesive.
The adhesive.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and you want to make sure that your shower is like dry and clean because if it has like suds or anything on there, it's not going to stick as well. So yeah, that's the mounting options. And on the back, there's little holes where you can stick the suction cups into. I like to take out that inner can just so it can like stick in there easier. But I think some people get confused thinking, oh, I can put on the suction cups and the adhesive, but I recommend just choosing one option. So if you have the adhesive, just put it right here in the middle there and then hold it for like 15 to 20 seconds to mount it on your wall. I can show you how it works.
Show them the inner can.
The inner can.
Yeah, because it's got those little...
Yeah. So I have hair with me in here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's clean. Don't worry.
It's better than you trying to take some of mine off.
Yeah,
So.
let me just rip some hair out of Arabel's.
Okay.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
kind of gross, but like this is the problem, and it is clean hair.
You know what? And while she's taking that out, I have to tell you the other thing, because we talked about this for even Valentine's or anything. It can save a
Your
couple,
relationship.
a relationship,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
your partner, you know, if male or female, because some males also have long hair.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of their
Yeah.
hair falls out. So
Yeah.
this can really save your partnership,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
So, yeah.
100%. A lot of my customers are men too that are buying it for their wives because they're the ones having to get on their hands and their knees and snake out the drain. So it is really a product for everyone.
Yes.
But yeah, so the way that it works, I have my clean hair here. So when you're washing your hair, right, it's going to come out and it's going to get all of your hands. So I recommend wadding it up into a ball like so, and then your hair can's going to be on the wall. You simply place the hair in like this, and there's spikes inside, so it's going to get, the hair is going to get stuck into the spikes, right? And there's holes at the bottom here for the water to escape, but the hair stays in there. And when you're ready to clean it, once it's dry, you simply click the 2 buttons here. The inner can is going to come out of the outer can, and then you can take the spike pad out and then take off the hair and throw it away, essentially like cleaning a hairbrush.
Yeah.
And then once you're ready to put it back, you just simply plop it back in there. Oh, you just put it back in like this, and then you just click it back in for your next use.
I know Alex, who's our communications person here. He's getting married soon, so I better get him one of those.
This will be a good gift for your wifey.
Yes, we'll get a good gift.
Yeah.
No, I think that's great.
Yeah.
And they come in all these great colors.
Yes.
So.
Yep. 5 different colors. So.
Yeah. I ended up getting the white for
Okay.
myself, and
Yeah.
then I have another friend that I gave it to them. They have black.
Okay.
Black and white
Yeah.
in their bathroom.
Yeah.
They have a beautiful bathroom, but and so I got them that, and they loved it.
Good.
You know,
Yes, I love to hear
especially
that.
my friend's husband.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he really loved it.
Yeah.
My friends, most of my friends have really long hair
Mhm,
too, and but again, the men sometimes too.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes
so.
guys have like the long hair
Yeah.
and like the flow and all that.
Yeah,
So.
no, so that really makes a difference.
Yeah.
So, how are you marketing it? How is it going?
Yeah.
You know, how has it been?
Yeah.
I know I was at the launch. Thank
Yes.
you so much. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know we did a raffle, and we invited, some of the people that attended to Runway Latinx, October 18th,
Yes.
and I think a friend of yours or the young lady that won. So I'm hoping she comes. We're
Yeah.
really excited.
Yeah, she's excited.
But it was a fun event, and a lot of people that were there, and a lot of people were purchasing. So that was one marketing tool. But tell us, some of the other ways that you're getting the word out there.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of influencer marketing, like UGC content, right? So actually, when I started my Instagram account, I had 50 followers of just friends and family. And
what is your Instagram account?
Oh, the Instagram is The Hair Can, so be sure to check out The Hair Can, and the link to purchase The Hair Can is shophaircan.com, which is in the bio. But yeah, Instagram has been a huge way for me to market. I think that is an extremely popular app that people are buying on, and that's where I have most of my traction, right? I posted a video on how the product worked when I had 50 followers of just friends and family, and it blew up to like 97 million views. And this was when I was like prototyping it. It wasn't even at the market yet. So that's been really huge, just like gaining followers and building a community, because I'm definitely in, the building phases right now where I'm just getting the product out there and sharing like what the problem is, and people see this like, oh, this is great. Like, I didn't even know this existed. So just getting the word out that way. Influencers, we're scheduling some like live Instagram lives with some influencers to get it out that way. Going on podcasts like this. I'm also I'm working on CBS as well. And yeah, TikTok is also a big one as well. I think this would be a huge
this
TikTok
is perfect.
product.
For TikTok.
Yeah.
And you're on there, aren't you?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, so throughout college, I was actually able to build a pretty big following on TikTok with over like 100,000 followers. So I've kind of learned how to crack that algorithm on there. But I'm trying to build the hair can on TikTok now, because I don't have a 100K
Okay, give
on there.
people a tip. Like if they want one tip to crack that TikTok algorithm. One tip.
It's always the videos that you don't try. Like,
right?
Yes, yeah.
It's the one that you're like,
whatever. Like, this is, something super quick, and then it just blows up, right? Because I think people are really attracted to just like authenticity and just things that like aren't super like professional, right? Like something that's entertaining. And like our attention spans in this generation are like squirrels. So if you have to get their attention in like 3 seconds or else it's done for. And I think that's why that video that I posted of just how this product worked with like the hair in my hand, because it was super gross, it caught people's attention. And
people like gross stuff.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, that's so gross, but let me watch it.
Let me watch it. Yeah. Let me see that. Is that what that really was?
Yeah. And it was also causing like controversy too, because some people were like, what is, like, I don't deal with losing hair in the shower. I'm like, well, if you don't deal with that problem, you must be God's favorite, because I lose so much hair, and I know so many other people do as well.
And this product's not for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be for everyone. Yeah. But I had people like in the comments literally like fighting with other people, like saying like, like, how dare you say this? Like, you don't understand. Like, this is such a big problem. So people were like fighting about it. So
that's funny.
Yeah, I'm like, that's, you guys go fight about it, because that's boosting the views, the algorithm, the whole thing. I'll just stay out of it. But yeah, I think posting a lot too, like on TikTok. You got to post consistently, keep posting, and just try to do see what works, right? Once you get something that gains traction, okay, like I just started a TikTok account. This got 100 views. Clearly that's not working. All right, now try a different form. Okay, that got a little bit more views. Maybe I'll keep posting things that are similar to that. Same thing with that video that got 97 million views. I was kind of struggling on Instagram to like get that same viewership again. And I had someone tell me, they're like, hey, like, just repost that exact same video and I guarantee it will go viral. I'm like, there's no way. Like, that's no way. I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. So I posted the exact same video with like very similar sound of just how the product worked, and it blew up again. It's at like 8 million views right now or something.
Oh, wow. So, that's great. Yeah.
So it's so weird how the Instagram algorithm works.
So if it works,
do it again.
Do it again. Yes. Keep down that road.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't try to invent something completely new. Just use what works.
Yeah, that's what's worked for me. So.
Yeah. Has that happened with you with Instagram too, do you think? It's the same?
Yeah. So Instagram, I would say Instagram and TikTok, it's kind of like similar. I mean, I'm no expert, but just from like what I have experienced, just consistently posting, like having a hook, just having something that catches the viewer's attention, and then just continuously posting what works, like what's worked in the past. So.
Has there been any time with the product or, with other times in your life when you're like wanting to give up? When you're like, this isn't working, I'm really frustrated, it just isn't moving. Like, have you had that, and what have you used to keep yourself going?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, starting a business is not easy. And
it's not for the faint of heart.
No.
I tell people all the time. And
No.
it's not for everyone.
Yeah,
also.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think that kind of goes back to like just being an athlete and like knowing like, okay, things aren't always gonna like, you're not always gonna be competing at your like performing at your best, or like things aren't always gonna go as planned. But you just got to stick to the plan, right? Just stick to it, keep showing up, keep being consistent. And yeah, like you're gonna have a lot of people like that don't believe in you and like doubt you, and it's like you have to be so confident in what you're creating and like a little bit of like delusional, right? Like I'm gonna make this happen like one way or another. And if you're
what
on board,
do you do with when you get people that don't believe in you, or even the comments, if you get negative comments or things like that? What do you do with that in your brain? Like how do you deal with that?
Yeah, no,
especially now in this age, right?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
Social media, there's the pluses, but there's a lot of minuses to that. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, no, I've had a lot of positive, but I've also had a lot of negative, right? Especially when you have a video that goes viral, you are going to hear everything. And I don't know, I grew up with like really tough coaches, like yelling in my face, whatever. So when people say negative things about me, it doesn't really like faze me. I don't take it personally because I don't think they understand like everything that it took to get here. Like they're seeing a video that's like 10 seconds long, right? This is my whole life that I've been working on this. So if you're gonna take time out of your day to leave a negative comment on something like great that someone is doing, it's just like that's a their problem. That's not a you problem.
Right.
That's on them.
Right.
And anyone that's like successful or doing something in life is never gonna hate on you or hate on like starting a business. Like they're gonna be supportive. Like someone like you, like you've started incredible companies, and like I definitely look up to you. But
Thank you.
yeah, like someone that just is maybe maybe jealous, or just they aren't happy or satisfied with where they're at in life, they're gonna project that onto you and try to tear you down. But you just have to know you can't take it personally.
Do you take that on more as a challenge, do you think, when you get that?
Yeah.
I know how that's how I process
Yes.
it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that's what you think. Thank you so much. I'm going to take it on even more.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously.
For sure.
And do the best that I can. And
Yeah.
and eye on the prize, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I love proving people wrong. In college, obviously, I had this idea, and I would tell some people about it, and like I would tell some guys about it, and they're like, "That's the stupidest thing I have ever heard." And I'm just like,
See some of the guys in
"Yeah,"
college. Yeah.
and I'm like, "Well, clearly you've never had a girlfriend because I don't know." Like I would just
Yeah.
kind of like hit it back with humor, because I don't care. Like I know this is something that women need, not just women, people like with hair, anyone that deals with this problem.
Most humans.
Most humans, right?
Most humans, yes.
And no one's gonna, like, not everyone is gonna agree with you or believe in you, right? And I think a lot of, like, my confidence and, like, self-worth comes from, like, my faith, right? Like, I'm very spiritual. I grew up a Christian my whole life, and my worth comes from God, right? One of my favorite Bible verses is Psalm 46:5, which is, "God is within her, she will not fall." And that just, it's good to have faith, right? Because that is what matters at the end of the day. Like you could be extremely successful, make all this money, but if you are not fulfilled spiritually, you're never going to be satisfied. And anything that anyone says to me, it's like, I really don't care because my worth comes from God.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that has really helped me keep the hate away and just like continuously keep going, because I know I'm not going to fail with God on my side. Yeah.
I agree with that 100%. I think faith is one of the biggest things that people take sometimes for granted, or they forget about it. And honestly, it's what can get you through anything. It can be religious faith, faith in yourself, faith in universe, or whatever you want to call it. But I think having faith, that will get you through. And a lot of times, most of the times, it'll handle things that you don't feel are possible to handle. That faith you'll all of a sudden see. It's what people call miracles. But I think if you live that way, it should be the natural way, right?
Yeah.
It should be the natural way. So good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So what's next for Sabrina?
What is next for Sabrina? Well, I'm just going to continue to build this empire and build this brand of hair can. I got a lot of work to do, and I'm really excited. I've been learning so much just from really handling the entire business, and it's been a lot, but I've been having fun, and I'm loving the challenge. So.
And we're going to see you at Runway Latinx this year, right?
I'd love to be there. Yes.
I know. We're definitely going to see Sabrina there, and I'm excited about what you're doing. I know you're an inventor. I know you're innovative, and so I've got an idea that there's going to be more coming out, more
yeah.
ideas,
Yes, for sure.
from you that we're going to see, and more products or services or things like that. So I'm very excited for you, and
thank you.
we're going to stay in touch.
Oh,
and we're going to have fun.
Yes, we will.
Yes. So thank you. Thanks for being here with us.
Yes, thanks for having me. This was so fun.
Yeah. No, this was fun. It's
Yeah.
good to see you again.
Yes, you too.
And you're part of, our life. We've got the whole Pivoting in Heels connection. I know that you've made a connection with some other people that you've met and stuff with us, and we're excited. We want to keep it going.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks for watching Chic Innovator. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It's free.